And there's some breaking, developing story here. Angry electorates destroying machines at Collation Central, Okaikwei Central. Let's go live now. Let's get the very latest from this. My colleague Shola is with us on this. Shola, what can you tell us? What's happening there? Shola, please unmute for me. Okay, we'll hear Shola pretty shortly because from what I understand, there being some chaos. Shola, I can hear you now. What's happening there? We're struggling to hear, but can we see the visuals? What's happening there? If we have it, let's see. Well, what's the situation there? Of course, the audio isn't great. There's a lot of noise I hear in the background, which is understandable, but it'd be good to just get a sense of this as it plays out in the constituency. That's what you have there. And what looks to me like, from what I hear, and these are destroyed ballot boxes in Okaikwei Central. And we'll be analyzing Okaikwei Central very shortly to give you the sense of why this may be an issue. All over on the floor. And it's instructive, considering we are coming from a place in the Ashanti region where similar incidents have happened. You're wondering where the EC officers are as we speak when this has happened. But why is this happening? I mean, we're beginning to see this a lot.
Yeah, it's beginning to show as if it's a trend.
Yeah. That's
beginning to happen at the places where these delays have been occasioned.
Yeah.
We can only hope that it's not deliberate, that it's becoming a plan, that if they are delaying to declare the results, then once we know what we know, let's make it impossible for any results to be declared further. This is not good, because this is not the first we're seeing, and we don't want to see more of this anymore. Destruction to property and the ballot boxes, some of them smashed over there. This clearly is not what we want to see, and is beginning to show as though this is the trend.
And it's not done. People are still rampaging.
They're fighting. They are fighting. They are fighting.
But why is the security supposed to be at collation centers? Because that's actually the most protected place within the electoral space.
And we saw the military, who were not supposed to be part of the process in the manner they were. We saw them being at polling stations that were calm. And when they were needed, for example, at the Blekuma, West, they were not there. When they were needed at most of these places, they have not been available. What's going on?
True. Yeah. And the papers are all over the place.
Yeah. Afano, is that where part of the problems, they stopped the car and overturned it and destroyed, the windscreens and so on.
Yeah, so on. And thankfully, Shola is back on a better line, and she can give us some context. Shola, I mean, we are watching very disturbing visuals. You witnessed this all unfold. Tell us more, but most importantly, where were the security officials stationed there to ensure that this doesn't happen?
So, Evans, thank you and good morning. So we are still here at DCTU, the collation center for Okaikwei Central. And just as the collation was about getting over because we are done and we're putting everything, the results together, a few of the electors came in and they were angry at the outcome of the parliamentary elections. They didn't like the fact that Patrick Wama is in the lead, and that was started all of this. The police or the security are actually outside, but they also flee because of how fast everything happened. It happened very fast. Nobody could hold it or had a grip on what was going to happen. The next thing we knew, a lot of electors came in, throwing things up and down, slapping and hitting journalists here and there, throwing tables and chairs and destroying the ballot boxes. So far, we've been able to calm things down, but everything is destroyed. The machines are broken. Some of them caught fire, and the police is still on it.
I mean, did you say that something caught fire? I mean, explain that
Yes.
again. I mean, I lost you. What was it?
So we are using a projector and we are using the desktop that is used to collate the results. They've broken it and it caught fire because, I mean, the sockets that are on. And when you do these, they poured water. Some people were throwing things at it and it began to catch a little fire. But that has been, it's under control now. At least it didn't erupt. It didn't become big enough. So that has been taken care of.
And what did you say the police and the other security officers on the ground did when this was happening?
So they fled, actually. We all had to run and, find a place to hide. So they also left and came back shortly. But by the time they all returned to, they went to get a few more people. By the time they returned, the havoc had already been done.
Did you know if anybody had been arrested?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, so what's...
Right now, all the electorates, those who were involved, most of them have run away. And we're just still here, being careful.
Were the ballots counted already?
Yes, please, they were. They were counted already. Everything was done. As I said, all they had to do was mention and then tell us finally, officially, the final verdict. So just before they did that, the people came in upset and riled up, and then that's what started the school.
Okay, so the collation had been done, and the EC officer was about to announce the results for the parliamentary?
Yes, and then presidential as well.
And the presidential. Shola, thank you very much, and thanks for bringing this to us and staying safe too, and keep safe. Thank you very much, Shola. Samson Winston, this is obviously something we've been talking about, and I want to go to Samson first.
Election material in the way we are seeing. Of course, the damage to property is also criminal, and thankfully, they are being caught on camera. I suppose that George Akufo-Dampare will not let this go.
Of course.
Because if you allow some of these things to go, you encourage impunity, and we're going to see more of this if they don't get punished instantly. So they should be arresting these guys and putting them behind immediately.
We've come too far from the days where people snatch ballot boxes when they felt they were losing. So your best thing was take the ballot box. When take the ballot box, there's no counting. Then we start all over again. Sometimes they just...
Sounds so backwards.
Yes. That's how we behave.
And the law calls only that aspect as interference with the election activity. And interference of the election activity can get you up to 2 years in jail. In some situations, can get you up to 3 years in jail. And you could be paying a fine of about 6,000, and you lose the opportunity, or you could get into pay the fine and also go to jail, and then you lose the opportunity to vote in 5 years.
Now, we then move to the years where people invaded polling stations to go and destroy stuff and move away, which also started the elections afresh, which all went against the voter. Because you vote, go home, and your results are declared null, so they had to go and do it all over again. Then we escalated the conversation. We thought we had dealt with the problem because we put security there and said to the point that nobody could invade the polling station and do any of these things. Now it appears to be moving permanently to the collation centers. And it is so backward because at a polling station, you know the results. Everybody gets the results at the end of the day. Winston will have a copy of the pink sheet, as we call it. You also have your own copy. So if you go there and ransack these things, you have not destroyed all of the things.
Remember, we have spoken about the potential of some of these things when both parties were asking their supporters to mass up at the coalition centers.
True. And whichever thing happens now is almost become the case that if you're not excited about the outturn, if you're not happy with the trend, and that you appear to be losing, your best option is to disrupt coalition.
Which is the suggestion here. That it appears that Patrick Boama, the NPP's candidate, was winning according to the report.
There's something about to happen at 8, and we want to tap into that live. And so I want to take a break quickly before we come back. And there are a few more results.